My wife was always cold and distant. 50 years of marriage and she never once said she loved me. Until the day I lay dying at 70, I forced one last smile and asked her, "In 50 years of marriage, did you ever love me, even for a single day?" She hesitated. I already had my answer. I looked around at all the kids and grandkids Licia and I had raised together, then said my final words to her. If I could do it all over again, I never want to love you. And just like that, I closed my eyes and lost consciousness. When I opened my eyes again, I'd been reborn, back in high school. This time, I swore I'd never get involved with Licia. But 3 months before the college entrance exam, she suddenly transferred to my class and insisted on sitting right next to me. I instinctively slid my chair away, trying to put some distance between us. She grabbed me by the collar. "Yangjian, why'd you die so fast? You asked me something and I never got to answer." I settled into this young body and glanced around at classmates focused on their lesson. This wasn't a dream. Maybe it was because of how desperately I wanted this before I died. I actually came back. Since heaven gave me this second shot, I was never getting involved with Licia again. Last life, the Li family's company hit some trouble, so they proposed a marriage alliance with my Yang family to lock in a business partnership. Licia was the star student of our high school, top of the class, and later became a world-renowned violin maestro. Me? I was the slacker in the back row by the window, barely scraped into a third-tier college. After graduation, I just followed my dad's plan, joined the family company, and eventually took over his role. Since Licia was both gorgeous and well-mannered, my dad was more than happy to agree to our marriage, and honestly, I was on board too. But back then, Licia already had someone she loved, Ligia. My family forced them apart and made her marry me instead. Licia was never happy after the wedding. No matter how good I treated her or how much I did, she never once gave me a smile. So on my deathbed, I asked, did she ever love me even one day in 50 years? Turns out, 50 years of love still wasn't enough to move her. This life, I'm done. But I won't touch the business deal between our families, because a few years later, the Li family's company blows up way bigger than anyone expected, and the Yangs ride that wave hard, so the partnership's worth keeping. I just won't get in the way. I just don't need them selling their daughter off to me. This time around, all I need to do is lock in and study, make up for what I lost last life, then use 50 years worth of knowledge to finally make my dad's dream happen, taking the company global. So in the months leading up to the exam, I studied like a madman. My classmates were shook. I was like a completely different person. One of them called out, "Young Jian, you're not shooting hoops after class, not hanging out after school? Bro, are you possessed?" I time traveled back from 50 years in the future. Not getting into a top university was my biggest regret. I'm fixing that. My deskmate clearly thought I lost it. "You, the back row slacker, want to get into a top university? Yeah, keep dreaming." Half a month later, my dad called and said to come home early. We had company. He told me to grab some gifts a girl would like. I already knew it was Licia. Last life, I figured we were still in high school, so lipstick and designer bags felt off. I went all out and bought bags full of stuff. Stuffed animals, trinkets, you name it. Licia just gave it one cold glance and said, "Childish, I can't even imagine how miserable life would be with someone like you." This life, I still showed up with bags full of stuff. Except way more childish this time. RC cars, Barbie dolls, basically all toys for little kids. I hauled everything back home. My dad saw me walk in, loaded up, and gave me a knowing wink. Then, playing dumb, he goes, "Son, it's your first time meeting Xiaoran and you already brought all this? How come I never get this kind of treatment?" I didn't even bother responding. I walked straight to the living room and dumped everything out of the bags. One of the RC car wheels snapped clean off. I wiped my hands and turned to Licia, standing there ice cold as ever, and said, "My dad told me to get you something. I was in a rush, grabbed these off a street vendor. I can go to a real store if you want something better." My dad saw a floor covered in 3-year-old toys and nearly grabbed something to beat me with. But I wasn't scared. I was 70 last life. He's not even 40 yet. If anything, I'm the elder here. I flopped onto the couch, crossed my legs, and spoke to him in the same tone I used on my grandkids. "You're a grown man. Act like it. Have some dignity." My dad, Licia, and her parents all froze. After a beat, my dad laughed awkwardly. "Huh! Well, my son and I are really close. We just kind of forget ourselves with no company around. He's basically treating you like family." Her parents ate it right up, all smiles. Licia just kept that same stone-cold face. She thought I still wanted to be with her this life. Not a chance. I'm not wasting another 50 years on someone who doesn't love me back. I walked up to her and said flatly, "Since you don't like what I got you, I'll just keep it all for myself." Then she snatched a Barbie right out of my hands, and out of nowhere flashed the biggest smile I'd ever seen from her. I love it. I was floored. She just smiled at me. How is that even possible? In 50 years of knowing her, that was literally the first time she ever smiled at me. Was this even the real Licia? Did someone body snatch her? Or did that Barbie just genuinely hit different? Didn't feel like figuring it out. Whatever. This life, we're not a thing. Actually, that Barbie was for me. Everything else is yours. I figured that would set her off and she'd want nothing to do with me. Instead, she stood there holding those toys with a little smile still on her face. Last life, I bought her jewelry and bags worth hundreds of thousands, and she never gave me the time of day. So what? Her thing is cheap kid toys? I couldn't wrap my head around her. Dinner started. My dad and her parents kept pushing us together. I didn't react at all. She wasn't saying much either, but I knew she was against it. She had a childhood sweetheart she grew up with, 1 year younger than her. Last life, I heard Licia was planning to confess right after high school graduation. I got in the way of that. So this time, I'll let it play out how it was supposed to. All I wanted was for Licia to have zero part in my life this time. It went all the way to midnight before her family headed out. I hadn't said a single word to her. My dad dragged me to the door to see them off. Licia said she'd left her backpack on the couch. My dad told me to go grab it. I dragged my feet, got the bag, and handed it to her. She looked me in the eye and said, "Thank you." She said thank you? That had to be the biggest joke of both my lifetimes. I kept my face blank, didn't say a word, and walked back to my room. Behind me, I could hear my dad going, "He's been going through it lately, like he's not usually like this."